my name is Nicole Fiore, and I roller skate. You know the old school roller skates, 2 in front, 2 in back? Yeah, those ones. I'm gonna be teaching you how to roll and entertaining you along the way. Come roll with me. Today we are going to talk about stopping and alternatives to stopping without your toe stop. So, stopping without your toe stop. Yeah, I've covered stopping before. The number one way to stop is to either fall or run into a wall. And there are proper ways of doing that. Last week's video will teach you how to do that. But there are other ways to stop without a toe stop, besides falling and running into a wall or somebody or something. If you're not wearing toe stops, there are other ways to stop. The number one way that I was taught how to stop without a toe stop is by doing this little like waddle. So obviously if you put your skate down like this while moving forward, you're gonna stop. You're probably going to fall if you do that. So there's this way of stopping. I was taught in artistic skating when I was younger because in figure skates you don't wear toe stops. So like actual figure skates, if you've ever seen the lines on the floor at the skating rink, that's for figures. It's a discipline that you balance and you follow the line. It's really freaking hard and it does not get enough credit because it is so difficult. It is, besides freestyle, no, okay, I quit freestyle first because I am terrible at jumping. But figures, I was like, I used to get so nervous and I hated it because it's silent and you're just like following this line and you have to do turns. If you've watched my turn tutorials, it's on those figure circles and you have to do that and it has to be perfect and it's very difficult. Anyway, stopping. If you put your feet slightly like this, so when you start learning backward skating, you put your toes in and you kind of waddle. When you start learning forward skating, you can put your heels in and start waddling like this. To stop, let me see if I can do it. Yeah, okay, so to stop while traveling forward, you can kind of put your toes in a little bit. Don't put them all the way in because you will fly right over the top of it, but tilt them in just a little bit and kind of like stop yourself like that. That's an easy way of doing it. So that'll be option 1. Let me try to demonstrate it. This obviously works best, like everything, if your core is tight and you kind of have a good posture while doing it. You can be looking down to see if there's anything there, but keep everything a little tighter and a little more proper. Yeah, option 1 is to do this. Seems silly, but you end up looking kind of like you're waddling if you let your body go like this, which is kind of fun. Anyway, option 1. Option 2 is going to be a T-stop. Now this might sound terrible in here. I'm not really sure yet. I hate the sound of screeching on this type of flooring. It's kind of like glossed concrete. I hate it. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me. I was just thinking of like skating ASMR. Yeah, like the sound of a skateboard or a roller skate on a sidewalk, like with the cracks, the like how it stops over the cracks. It's like one of my favorite noises. There's a song from when I was growing up. I can't think of it right now. Teddy Geiger? Was that a person? Is that a person? Yeah, and the beginning of the song was a skateboard going over sidewalk and like going over the cracks. Oh my god, it was my favorite. Anyway, but this sound, not my favorite. So to do a T-stop, I think we talked about T-position. That's this. In skating, use T-position quite a bit, especially on the top of the podium when you're taking your photo. You're supposed to stand in T-position. If you get a group of skaters together for a photo and they're not in skates, they will probably be standing in T-position just because that's what you're taught. So that's a little fun fact. Look for that in photos. I do T-position a lot and I put my toe down in front because it's a better angle for the leg anyway. Also, if you're hearing the construction that is happening over there, I'm so sorry. I think one of my neighbors is redoing their house. I'm not really sure what's happening, but it's loud and obnoxious. And I was gonna wait to record a video, and then I was like, oh, let's quiet down. And of course now it's loud. Maybe it'll drown out this obnoxious noise. So T position, stopping, T stopping. Basically, one foot is traveling the direction that you're going, it's traveling forward, and you turn the back foot to be like in a T so that it will drag and stop you. Now, you can use these wheels to drag, you'll stop faster, but you will also ruin your wheels. So try your best to not drag one specific wheel or even two. Try to put the pressure evenly on all four to drag it. That way you don't ruin your wheels as fast. If you have been doing that, it's a great way to stop. If you have to, you can drag your wheel, but that's like a big no-no, especially if you have expensive wheels. Please don't ruin your wheels quickly by doing that. You'll get flats. So your wheel will be a circle, obviously, but then you'll get these little parts that are flat from dragging it, and that sucks because eventually it's like when you're trying to roll. Speaking from experience here, I've been skating a long time, and when I was a kid, constantly I was getting yelled at, "Don't drag your wheels!" I don't know why that was like the thing to do. Anyway, so on the T-stop, your weight really, you're putting the pressure in the back foot. Obviously you're balancing on both feet, but you want to deepen the pressure down into the back foot so that it does stop you. And again, I sound like a broken record, but keep your abs tight, keep your back tight. And I find myself like clenching, that sounds weird, but tightening up as I'm stopping to like stop my momentum. Yeah, interesting. It does help, you may feel a little stupid, but it does help to have your arms out when doing this so that you're a little airplane and you can land safely. The third option will be a hockey stop. Now, I am not a hockey skater. I don't know how to properly hockey stop, but I do believe, and please correct me if I am wrong, I believe you put both feet into the T position. So like instead of rolling straight, you turn both, wow, that's a worse noise. You turn both skates to stop you. So instead of turning the one in a T-stop, you turn both. I think I'm doing that right. I have always been too afraid to do that when like actually rolling fast, skating fast. Just having your feet go like that seems like a terrible idea to me. I feel like the one, great option, both, scary. So maybe be cautious on that one. I am not the person to teach you that one. Okay, now this is kind of like the hockey stop, but it's more stylized because you can kind of stop yourself by going into a turn, like into a spin. So sometimes you'll see me like, I think I've done that in videos where I'm like getting out of the way of something. I do it at the club a lot. If you ever roller skate at a club or like a very busy session, it's a tiny area and there are a lot of people and you need to like get out of the way real quick of like servers at the club or like weirdos that you don't want to be by. You're like, whoop, gotta go. So turning or spinning is a good way to stop as well. So if I'm traveling fast, that's so weird. I've never like broken down the science of that, but it's kind of like a hockey stop, but you're not stopping. You're just like redistributing your travel, your momentum. You're like just turning, but it does slow you down. So it's kind of like doing a pivot, but without your toe stop down. So you want to kind of stop the one foot and make the other foot go around. Does that make sense? I've never even thought of that as a way to stop until right now. Yeah, cool. Yeah, if you guys have any other ways of stopping that I'm not thinking of, please let me know because I am interested. Well, wasn't that educational? Go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel while you're at it. You know, if you want to learn how to be cool and not fall down so much. stopping, once you like really get the hang of skating and you do it often, you just kind of stop and go without thinking about it. So it's kind of a weird thing to stop and think about. Obviously a toe stop is your easiest way to stop, especially if you're going backwards. All of these ways can be used going backwards. Going backwards, you can stop by doing the waddle. You can do a T-stop. T-stops are harder going backwards because you have to like balance and put your foot in front. You can kind of hockey stop in like by putting your toes together. By like digging in with your wheels to stop. What else? Anyway. Yeah. Wear toe stops if you can. These roll line toe stops are really good. They're really bouncy if you're working on jumps or like hops using toe stops. The brown ones are my favorite. They have a few different colors and they're all different bounciness. But I like the brown ones the most. But yeah, wear toe stops if you can, especially while learning. But if you want to really challenge yourself and take toe stops out, go for it. I probably knew toe stops already.